Hello everyone and welcome to Easy Arabic. If this is your first time and you're interested in learning Nahw, please take some time and watch the previous lessons. I know that in the first video at the beginning I was planning to do Nahw, Sarf and Balagha, but with recommendations and suggestions from brothers, from people who are trying to learn those subjects, they would rather focus on the Nahw. So if you see, on Wednesday I did Nahwa instead of Balagha, and today I will do Nahwa again instead of Sarf. Okay, so as we move on, hopefully we will, once we get the basic, then we'll be able to play around when it comes to Sarf and when it comes to Balagha. So to go over what we did in the past, we started with Al-Kalam. So Al-Kalam was defined as هو اللفظ المركب المفيد بالوضع وأقسامه ثلاثة الاسم والفعل والحرف جاء لمعنى. Right? And then the author went into details where he said فالاسم يعرف بالخفض والتنوين ودخول الألف واللام وحروف الخفض, and he gave some examples, and he also went over وحروف القسم, and he gave the 3 letters. So today we're looking at الدرس الثالث علامات الفعل. So what are the things that will help me know that whatever word I have in front of me is a verb? So the author said والفعل يعرف بقد والسين وسوف والتاء التأنيث الساكنة. So the author was pretty strategic when he wrote this. So he started with, he said والفعل يعرف بقد. Right? So we have 2 things for this. So either I will have قد or لقد. So what is the difference? It's pretty much the same, but here it's more meaningful. So in Arabic we have what we said, that more letters in the word brings more meaning, right? So, but they're about the same, right? So once I see it, then I know it's a verb, right? So let's look at an example. So if I say قد ذهب, right? سلمان إلى بيته, okay? إلى بيته. So indeed Salman went to his house, right? So this letter قد can either be used with the past tense فعل ماضي or the present tense الفعل المضارع. So for both of them, okay? Again قد, so I will use here for ماضي, right? So ماضي and مضارع. So both of them you can use this letter, right? Then the next one he said والسين, seen. So seen is used for the present and also for the future, right? So we take an example, right? So let's say I said سيأكل, okay, ستأكل, let's say I don't know why I use this, okay, سيذهب إلى المدرسة. Okay, So here I said he will go to the school. So once I saw this scene here, right? This is scene. Then I know that يذهب is a verb. Okay, now some of you guys may be like, well, do I mean that every single word that has seen right at the beginning, whatever comes after the scene is a verb? No. So that comes with as you build your vocabulary and as you get familiar with the verbs, you will be able to know if it's a verb or it's not, right? For example, we have plenty of verbs that start with sin. For example, if I give you sa, right, sakana, right? Sakana starts with sin, but this right here is not a verb. Kana, that's not a verb, right? So not every word that starts with sin is gonna be, whatever comes after the sin is gonna be a verb. Then he has wasawfa. Okay, so sin and sawfa are used for the future. Okay, let's take another example. Okay, wala sawfa. Okay, wala sawfa yu'tika rabbuka fatarda. Okay, my handwriting is bad, I know. wala sawfa yu'tika rabbuka fatarda. Right? So here I have sawfa. Right? So we have, I don't want you to focus on the la, no. Focus on the sawfa. So what comes after sawfa? So whatever comes after sawfa, I know right away this is a verb. Right away it's a verb. Right? I don't want you to focus, oh yeah, here I have here I have kaf. No. Once I see sawfa, I know that whatever comes after is a verb. Okay, now that I know, that sin and sawfa are used for the future, right? Something that can start now and keep on going, future, right? So now it depends, is it a near future or is it a far future, right? So sawfa is further than sin in the future. So that's far away when I use sawfa. But sin is nearer, or is more near than sawfa, if that makes sense, when you're using it for the future. But again, once I see sawfa, then right away what comes after has to be a verb. Something that I didn't mention here is qad. So when I use qad with fi'l madi, I have two things, either tahqiq or taqrib, right? So like, for example, when Allah says qad aflaha al-mu'minun, so indeed the believers have succeeded, indeed, right? So I'm making it truly like confirmation, yeah. Or you can use it for something that is closed. For example, when the muadhin says قد قامت الصلاة, قد قامت الصلاة, right? That's pretty interesting. Okay, all right. قد قامت الصلاة. Okay? So I know that this is a verb. Okay? Why? Because I have this. But then look at, see, this is a verb. We know that, let's go back. We said that alamatul ism, there's khafd, right? And if you remember, I told you that some verbs, right, may have kasra at the end, right? Because of certain conditions. At the beginning, it was this. Sakin. The ta was sakin. Qamat as-salatu. Right? But since you have two sakinain, what they call iltiqa as-sakinain, right? So since I have, so this has sukun and this also has sukun. And in Arabic, it's not possible. So that's because of that they had the T. So which brings me to the last alama, at-ta'i at-ta'nifi as-sakinati. So this ta. So I have two types of ta. I can use this ta, the regular ta, or I can use what they call ta marbuta. Okay. So this ta with sakin, sukun, whenever you see it, know that whatever came before is a verb. Whatever قالت الأعراب آمنا. So the ta there, okay. Let's look at it. Okay, so we said قالت الأعراب آمنا. Okay, so this is a verb. Yeah, I see you'll be saying, oh, you have kasra here. No, because you have two sakinin. This has sukun. At the beginning was this. But then since we can't have two sakinain, we made this. Right? So this is ta'u ta'nith. So that's usually it's used when you're referring to a female. Right? Ta'nithi, that's for female. As-sakinati ila sukun. Ta'nith. Right? We have dhakar and untha. Right? So for ta'nith, that's anything that is feminine. Feminine and sakina ila sukun. So qalatil a'rab. Right? So here, this is a verb. Why? Because I have ta'u, ta'nith, as-sakina. So this qala is a verb. If that makes sense. Right? So again, keep it in mind. But the ta'u ta'nithi as-sakina only goes with the fi'l madi. Only with the past. So once I see this ta, let's say I see, okay, let's just say, okay, kanat, let's take another example, kanat okay, mu'minatan, okay, mu'minatan, kanat mu'minatan, right? So I know that this is a verb, right? Because after ta'nith is sakina, so this has to be a verb. But what tense? Past tense. It can't be present tense or future tense. So it's only past tense. So these are the three things that you will use, right, when you're trying to see if the word that you're given is a verb. For qad, I know I didn't go much into details, right? Like what is the meaning behind? For example, when I use it with a past verb, what does it mean? When I use it with a present tense verb, what does that mean? I didn't go much into details. So as for now, I just want to make sure, right, that we know, okay, if you're given a word, what are the things that will help me decide if it's a ism? We did ism in the past. Now we're doing fi'l, verbs. So what are the things that will help me decide if the word is a verb or it's a noun, right? So again, we're looking at the dars of today was alamatul fi'l. So we look at wal fi'lu yu'rafu bi qad. So we know that qad goes with فعل الماضي the present tense, the past tense, excuse me, فعل الماضي the past tense, and مضارع that's the present tense. And سين والتاء that goes with the present tense to mean the future, right? And we know that سين is the near future and سوف is the further future, right? And that's again that goes with the present tense, and this goes with the past tense. وتاء التأنيث الساكنة that goes with the past tense. So thank you for watching us, and we'll see you soon.